Okay, hello guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time visiting my channel, my name is Felix. I'm a YouTube content creator from Indonesia. Guys, this one episode in particular will be a direct skip to the previous one where I watched that. Actually, I have recorded and I have reacted that, but due to the corrupted files technical problems, I can't upload the video. But previously I've known about the assassin hit successfully killing Ultra Vegito, and then he uses the time rings, and he noticed that hit has mentioned about another time ring user that I've stated actually in that video at the end that it will be interesting because Ultra Vegeta really needs all full of time rings because he has been utilizing it all over the place when fighting a Jiren, fighting Gogeta, fighting Hit. He has been testing it out ever since, so he's running out of lives, we could say. So here he will fight Hit after he is revived due to the time rings, but the question still remains. I mean, like, why do he needs to transform into his final form of Majin Buu if he can't absorb the energy, if he can't, if he can't regenerate like Majin Buu does? I thought firsthand that he can revive himself because he is a Majin Buu, but no, it is because of the time rings that he has. So this will be interesting to see after he gets some sleep in the hotel and everything, and let's see how does he battles against one of the strongest warriors in Universe 6, the assassin Hit. So without further ado, let's just jump into the video reaction. Let's go, let's check, and let's react. Okay, let's go. 3, 2, 1, go.
So our story continues with Ultra Vegito still with his hand on Hit's shoulder, having self-revived himself using the time rings.
Oh, Hit is just so shocked. How is this possible? How can Vegito revive himself? Because he uses the time rings.
How is this possible? I sensed with my own hands. Your pulse was gone. There was no sign of life. Has Son Goku learned to mask his life force now? And before questioning himself anymore, quickly leaps away to gain space, like just being near the God Killer spelled danger. Eventually landing some distance away and thinking in his mind, and his speed. This is not normal. He moves with as little presence as even the most gifted of hitmen. Meanwhile, Vegeta, witnessing Hit's quick escape, just smiles, his hands on his hips as he powers down to base and says mockingly, "Oh, what's wrong? Gone so soon, Hit? And here I was, just starting to enjoy our little reunion, friend."
Oh, reunion.
But Hit, looking with a far less of a jovial mood, replies, "Friend, you should know better than most. There are no friends in my line of work. Only clients and targets. And you would be one target, Son Goku, that has now escaped death by my hand. Twice. Tell me, are you immortal or not? Because that was not in the job description.
Immortal.
To which Vegito in response just looks into the palm of his hand and says,
the time ring.
I guess you would have some questions after that. But long story short, no, I'm not immortal, Hit. But with these 4 time rings, I can at least pretend to be 8 times.
Yeah, he can at least pretend to be 8 times immortal. But I think if he were this crazy, Ultra Vegito can just ask the dragon to give him mortality.
8 chances to escape death. Before the mood shifts and an angered scowl appears on the Saiyan's face as he continues, "Scratch that. I don't even have 8 anymore because of that little cowardly attack from far off you pulled. I'm down to 7 now.
Okay.
You cost me a life, and now you're either gonna pay with yours, or tell me about this other time ring user you mentioned.
He needs the time rings.
But seemingly not bothered in the slightest by the God Killer's threats, he just immediately extends his fist and readies his fighting stance. As he replies, "Well, it looks like I've chosen death then, Son Goku. Since I'm afraid that isn't information I can share. But then again, I'm not entirely sure it's knowledge you'll even need to know once we're done with our reunion."
What is this reunion? Reunion to kill, huh? Alright, let's just go.
Habis aktivitas, muka jadi
Reunion, huh? Reunion or fighting to death, you both.
Vegeta, of course disappointed, then folds his arms and snidely says back, "So I guess that also means you won't be revealing who put you up to this, will you?
It's Shampoo.
Because you know, if you tell me, I might end up killing them instead of you.
Oh, okay.
Call it a secret among assassins."
Hey.
To which Hit scoffs and replies,
He will not tell
"Honestly,
him.
I don't think the answer to that question even needs to be said.
Okay.
It should be obvious. God Killer.
It's a god. It's Shampoo.
Enough talk. I prefer to strike from the shadows, but you know all too well I can work in plain sight too.
Okay.
And there's nothing you can do to stop me."
Hey, are you sure? Okay.
Before instantly,
Uses
it launches
the
towards
time
Vegeta.
skip.
The floor and background behind him turning shades of blue and shattering as if manipulating the dimension itself. As Hit uses what seems like his famous time skip.
Yep.
But a still just amused Vegito can only smile back and say, "Time skip? Really, Hit? Do you really think that ancient technique I've seen a million times is really gonna be what beats me? I could have swore I already showed you. Just with Kaioken, I completely outspeed
This will Kaioken, huh? I completely outspeed
and outclass
your dumb time move. Wow.
dumb time.
Oh my god.
Well, first of all, this is not time skip, Son Goku. As suddenly, after hearing this mysteriously close by voice, Hit is suddenly revealed to be standing right behind Vegeta, undetected by even the Ultra Saiyan. As the shocked God Killer yells out, "What in the world? When did you?" Turning his head quickly as he continues, "If this isn't time skip, then what is?"
Boom. Then what is
But of
boom?
course, the Hitman, not being one to waste time, instantly then lands a kick right on the backside of Vegeta,
Okay.
just before his full body turns. But the attacks don't stop there, as using the same time skip-like technique, Hit then finds himself straight in front of the mid-flight Vegito, striking him right across the face with intensity. The aftermath being, of course, Vegito's body flying straight onto the ground below for a loud explosion, as Vegito is brutally skidded across the ground, face first, until coming to a
How
stop.
many times did Vegito hit face first now in ARJ series?
Only
It is
muttering in
like the
pain.
countless times already.
This isn't time skip? Then how is he moving like that? Is he just that fast now? But as Vegito wonders what in Universe 6 this could even be, Hit then descends perfectly to the ground with a light thud, before looking at his latest target and saying finally, "This, Son Goku, is what I call Time Leap.
Time leap.
And this time, there will be no outspeeding me,
Time leap.
Kaioken or not."
Kaioken or not. Tiny leap.
Painstakingly,
Skip and
Vegito
leap
responds
different.
would then slowly push
Let's
himself
see.
back up, shaking off the debris and dust that now covered his garments. As with his eyes closed, he grumbles. Time leap, huh? These names just get stupider and stupider, don't they?
Okay.
But the worst thing here is that you've ruined my new clothes. Just bought these.
Hey.
Time skip or time leap, all it means is that it's time to die. As
don't
Vegito
care.
suddenly gets back to his feet and reveals his left eye now blackened, with just a white iris in the middle remaining.
Ooh.
Some way, somehow,
It's like
even
the
in
Margin.
base, Vegito is tapped into a portion of his final form.
Yep.
As Vegito then says ominously, "That was a nice trick."
But I don't know what's the function of this Majin Eye if he can't absorb. I mean, if he can't regenerate using Boo's technique, he can only use magic. Majin use magic, transform into candy or what? I haven't seen
But
Vegito
just
to
remember,
use this technique.
you aren't the only one who has
Master.
mastered time.
Oh,
How we
mastering
doing, guys?
time.
You said this would be a relaxing holiday. I said like a relaxing.
What mastering
As
time?
suddenly, to the left of Hit, a time portal suddenly opens
Oh,
up.
yeah. He can master time because he can already have the time rings.
Much to his surprise, the first time we can assume he's even seen anything like
Yep.
this. As his eyes shift to it, at first, not knowing at all what is happening, he thinks, "What is that? Is this Son Goku or Vegeta's move?
Oh,
I don't remember seeing this at all. But why? Why do I sense a disturbance in the balance of time?" But before the mystery could have
but whatever it is using the time, it's not because of Goku or Vegeta's moves or this Majin mode of his, but it's because he has used the time rings. So I don't know what's the significance of him having this Majin form if the only thing it has is a massive amount of strength without any magic abilities, without any absorption, without any regeneration, immortality of Majin Buu or something, because even for absorption he takes it from Cell, he doesn't take it from Majin Buu. So I don't know what's the function of him getting black eye face like a Majin.
any more thought put into it, Vegito shoots out and from within the portal returns the favor on Hit,
Okay.
banging him straight in the face with a straight right.
Okay.
The punch is hard, but not too hard though, as Hit is quick to regain himself, skidding across the ground by his feet.
Okay.
But Vegito, unbothered, just comments, "Where was your time leap there? Seems you're just as vulnerable as you always were
Okay.
to the unknown. You can't see the future, but I can."
Oh.
Hit, now some distance away, finally shows the aftermath of Vegito's attack, as a line of blood drops down from his mouth, which he quickly then wipes with his thumb as he responds, "So, that's what the time rings can do. I've heard much about them, but never had the opportunity to see them in action until now. You've done well to make use of them for an amateur Son Goku. Tell me, just how far did you travel forwards in time to catch me off guard like that?"
Oh.
On hearing this, a suspiciously big grin then finds itself on Vegito's face, as if he knows something Hit doesn't, as he then lets out, "Done well for an amateur, huh? Well, to tell you the truth, I don't know how far exactly, but I do know it was far enough to see the outcome of this battle already, Hit.
Oh.
And trust me, this doesn't end well for you.
Hey, okay.
He couldn't have. Hit, hearing this, of course, is left momentarily confused by his opponent's words, wondering if he was truly telling the truth, thinking, would the rings really have allowed him to see the future of this fight already? Impossible.
Okay.
Each timeline is separate from the last. If he could do that, it would mean... What? But while Hit remained stuck in his thoughts over just how powerful the time rings could be, right below him on the ground in front of him, yet another time portal appears. And this time, even faster than before, the God Killer explodes out with an uppercut that knocks Hit directly on the chin. Taking advantage of the confusion, he knew he would cause Hit, and this time he makes the attack be felt far more than the last, as he yells, "Call yourself an assassin? You can't even keep your eyes on your target, amateur!" Sending the hitman flying uncontrollably across the field until eventually slamming back first onto the ground, his body seemingly still incapacitated from being rocked so hard. And finally, as his body comes to a standstill, flat on the soil, it can only grumble out, "Those portals! What a ridiculous ability! Those rings! I need them!"
Oh, I need them.
Vegito, though, meanwhile, almost emulating Hit before him, again then lands himself on the ground softly. His arms folded as he walks slowly towards Hit, laughing as he mockingly spouts, "Now what did I tell you, Hit? I told you. I already saw the outcome of this battle. Time this and time that. What difference does it make when it is I who controls the future?" As a matter
Hasilnya gimana, Mbak?
Aku kan influencer famous ya.
Okay, wow, this is interesting. Let's see what will Hit
massive grin
think
then
about.
stretches across the God Killer's face as he continues, "Just give it up, Hit. Dozens before you have come and gone, gods and angels alike, to try and stop you. And you, just a lowly one of their slaves, will fare no better. Let's save everyone some time here, and just tell me who put you up to this,
Okay.
and who this other time ring user you mentioned
Okay.
is. Or better yet, if you so wish to hold on to your stupid rules, at least tell me if you could be of some use to me. That attack you got me with truly was undetectable. As annoying as it is, you really did manage to take one of my precious lives with your assassination abilities.
Okay.
I must know, do you think it could work on the Grand Priest?
Because if it can work, he wants to learn that technique.
If he wanted Hit, would he too not be able to see where your attack came from? And for a moment, as we see through the legs of Vegito, the still down Hit, there's a short silence as perhaps Hit contemplates whether he'll divulge any information or not.
Okay.
Until suddenly,
Yeah,
with a smile,
he don't
and strangely his face beginning to glitch out, Hit says, "Ha ha ha. So, the information on you was true. You really are foolish enough to think you can defeat the Grand Priest. Son Goku, I know you never back down from a challenge, but even you should learn to know your own limits." As eventually, Hit's entire body begins to glitch out and disappear like his face was, as if his whole body was never even supposed to be there. What just happened? immediately
Goku
shocking
Vegeta.
Vegito, who had never seen anything like
Yep.
this before, especially from Hit, who he was sure he landed clean on, as he queries, "What the hell? His body is like a broken TV. Was that some kind of multi-form technique? Energy, it's gone! It must have been a clone." Until finally, the entire body vanishes, leaving Vegito alone, none the wiser.
Okay. This is
Very
this is
deductible.
quite
son.
hard for a battle of
I
Ultra Vegito.
wonder
man.
what gave it away. Hit! As suddenly a sarcastic voice from afar calls out, leading to Vegito immediately turning around with speed and confusion to see... What? As in a shocking turn of events, Ultra Vegito then finds himself completely surrounded
By hits.
by 5 different hits, and not one of them seems to be any less real than the other.
Oh.
As Vegito wonders, when did he have time to split up? I couldn't sense him at all, let alone 5 of him. Something isn't right
I
here.
think that's the time leap.
As yet
technically.
another hit from again afar interrupts Vegito and yells, "Up here, God Killer. Seems your senses have dulled in your old age, son Goku."
Oh.
As the real hit supposedly is then finally revealed to be standing atop a tall tree in the distance, his arms folded and not a fleck of emotion on his cold face, as he then lets out, "Son Goku, I know it's been a few years, but it's surprising to see you forget techniques I've already shown you. Even after living for over 1,000
Okay.
years, I haven't forgotten the face and techniques of any of my targets. These are my time clones, perfect copies of my energy, and they are the exact reason nobody, not even you, could even detect where I'll attack from.
Oh.
At any one time, there could be dozens of my clones scattered all over, watching you from all angles,
Hey,
ready to
hey.
strike when you least expect it. Behind trees, rocks, or hidden in the darkness, no being, divine or mortal,
Oh.
will know when their last breath
Okay.
is, as long as they are my target. And unfortunately, that is now you." And just as the real hit finishes his monologue,
Okay.
almost as if on cue, all
All
5
is
of the
going
hit
to
time
attack
clones
Vegito.
surrounding Vegito then get into fighting stance, ready to fire off on Vegito, just as the original hit did earlier.
Okay. This battle is
Of course,
hard.
alarming Vegito
Wow.
as he yells to the real hit, "Don't tell me you're going to get all your clones now to shoot me, huh? This time all 5 instead of just you.
Oh.
Doesn't seem very fair, does it, Hit?" But the true Hit on top of the tree, despite Vegito's words, also then gets into stance,
You want to
showing that
attack.
not just the 5 on the ground, but even he in the air will block all paths of escape for Vegito,
Okay.
as he cautions, "Well, I can eliminate you in a less painful
way
way
too.
too, but only if you
Oh,
remove
those
those time
timelines.
rings. As long as you keep coming back, I'll continue to shoot you down until all your lives are gone.
Oh.
It would just be a waste to let those rings disappear. Face it, as long as I'm alive, you will never be able to escape me or my time clones. Give up." But
Let Vegito
Vegito,
clear.
now completely changing his expressions and mannerisms as if schizophrenic, then inexplicably covers one eye as he replies confidently, "As long as you're alive, you say.
Okay.
If only there was something I could do about that hit.
Oh.
But, you know, before you go, I'll tell you this. You are pretty damn impressive. You've proved yourself more a struggle to deal
Yeah.
with than almost every
Yeah,
god.
almost every god, man. I've stated that. Like, even the god of destruction is easy peasy for Vegito to fight, but Hit is strong.
What I've faced so far. But it's sad to see, just as you may be stronger, you're equally a whole lot more deluded too.
Oh,
So be it then, Son Goku. I gave you your chance.
okay.
Fire! And instantly on Hit's command, he and the other 5 hits then simultaneously fire off from their front fists singular beams of concentrated energy and air that within nanoseconds surround Vegito completely. But Vegito, who quickly darts his eyes around, observing each and every beam's direction and velocity, just remains oddly still until
Oh,
child's play.
Ultra Instinct.
Ultra
Mastered
Vegito
Ultra
removes
Instinct.
his hand, revealing his black eye once again, but now paired with his white head
Mastered
Ultra
Ultra
Instinct form, coated in divine aura as he begins to make his move.
Yep.
Instant
Because he uses
With this-
instinctively to escape.
speed and perfect movement expected from the technique of the angels, Vegito's body moves without thought, dodging each and every beam, simultaneously moving so fast that after images of himself are left in the dust. Until finally, having dodged all 6, Vegito makes it into the air. But as he reaches the peak, 2 of his fingers mysteriously then rise
Oh,
up to his
instant
forehead.
transmission?
Could this be for instant transmission, or could it be for something
Or what?
else? As suddenly,
Oh,
Ultra Vegeta reveals his trump card,
okay, the god
suddenly
destruction.
summoning 5 of his divine
God of
apparitions.
destruction.
This time, including beerus, Belmont, Kitella, Topo, and Konyo.
This is the same way Hit corners Vegito now. Hit got the same thing in return. He is cornered with 5 divine god destructions.
Each appearing respectively behind the 5 hit time clones.
Okay.
And each, of course, being a victim of Vegito that had their energy absorbed previously.
Okay.
As instantly, without a second's thought, each of the apparitions, following their master Vegito's lead, then slaughters the time clones in single hits, with of course all 5 divine beings completely overpowering the assassin's
Yep.
copies.
Of course.
What? What are those? Leaving the real hit, who still
He is
stands at the
frightened
peak
now.
of the nearby tree,
He don't
to be
know about
nothing
that.
short of bewildered. As now, he begins to not even trust his own eyes, continuing, "This can't be real. The gods,
Yep.
are they on his side?" Surprise! But just as Hit begins to put any of the pieces of the puzzle together,
Okay, now instant
the 2
transmission.
fingers Vegito lifted earlier are revealed to not only have summoned the
Then
apparitions,
it's to
but
instant-
also
instant
to
trans-
use instant transmission to get him straight to the location of Hit.
Yep.
Now face first, he cocks back his fist and... But just
wants
as
to
the fist
crush
reaches
Hit.
within literal inches of Hit's
He will
face...
stop.
Time lag!
Oh,
Hit, in retaliation,
Hit uses
yells out the
time lag?
name of an all-new move in his arsenal.
to lag the time,
Just
to
what
pause
will
the
this
time, I
one
think.
do?
To pause.
What the?
So Vegito
But instantly,
can't
the
crush.
effects are clear as the background behind Hit seemingly shatters into 1,000 pieces.
He's
Vegito,
paused.
standing still inches away from his foe, but now frozen in time it seems, as the perplexed Saiyan yells out, "What? What have you done to me? My body, I can barely move it, like I'm in slow motion." as
This is an
Vegito can
ultra
then be
instinct, you
seen
know.
struggling to move his
Is still
fingers open.
struggling.
No
How
matter
powerful
how
is
hard
this
he
type of
tries,
hit?
he
I
still
mean, if he can
is
recruit
only able
hit,
to
this
move
is
no faster
cool.
than a snail.
Actually, the one weakness for Ultra Vegeta, first off, take all his time rings. Secondly, just break one of his earrings and he'll turn back into Goku and Vegeta. And you can dispose of either one more easily than when they become Ultra Vegeta. And when they are separate, they don't have the mechanism Zero has made for it. So he don't have the cell tail, he doesn't have the Majin form, I think. I don't know about the forms, but at least Cell's hands, he doesn't have it anymore because he has been diffused into Goku and Vegeta.
Still struggling mid-air, only the rare laugh of Hit can then be heard. Tell me what this is, Hit!
Hey,
And
he's
the
mad.
confusion and annoyance over Vegito's lack of control over his body soon comes to a boiling point.
He is mad.
But as Vegito rages, Hit still just remains smiling, amused at how well his ultimate technique had performed, before letting out, "Stop panicking. That's unlike you, Son Goku. I guess that must be the Vegeta side of you. What this is the end of the battle.
Oh,
I've trapped you now in a pocket of time that only I am in control of.
oh.
A space where time moves 500 times slower. And so too
Oh my
will
God.
anything locked inside it. You won't be able to do anything.
If he is this powerful, he can like defy all the gods
anymore,
if he wanted.
God Killer. 500 times slower? You can do that too?
He can take his
Leaving Vegito in a
cameras one
state
by
of not
one.
only shock, but also slightly impressed too.
Yep.
But while Vegito admires the technique, Hit meanwhile carefully and cautiously begins moving his arm towards the right hand of Vegeta.
Yeah, because he wants to take the rings.
The same hand that wields all four of his remaining
He wants
time
to take the time rings.
Before, in a shock move,
take one of
he
them.
begins removing each of the time rings one by one off the hand of Vegito. What the hell do you think you're doing, Hit? As Vegito
He
remains
takes it.
still virtually trapped in the time
He
pocket,
take it.
forced to just
Man,
watch on.
even from Jiren's Bell and Gogeta, this is the hardest bell I could say. Like, man, he is strategically so smart. He's the one person who can take the time rings. He know how to defeat Goku. He think of all the way. He doesn't always blindly attack, but he knows that he has this 4 lives, so he takes the rings first. Like, I mean, this is one of the most strategy Bell and intense, and he is powerful. Even Jiren is not this clever in terms of battling against, like, he is almost getting Vegito lose how many times now already, and even now he can take his time ring away. He is
As he's robbed in daylight by the assassin. What is he planning? I can't afford to lose any more of these. You'll pay for this, Hit! Causing Vegito at this point to seethe in anger, as just subtly his body does begin to move ever so slightly faster. Hit now, having retrieved the time rings though, and seemingly won the battle now in his mind, then responds unfazed, "Pay for what, Son Goku?
okay.
I could have done this while you were dead on the ground. So if anything, be thankful I did this while you were alive, and gave you a few more seconds to live. And besides, these time rings are not meant for someone like you to use.
Okay.
But then again, neither are they meant for those gods who held on to them for so long. No one, bar my master, the supreme Kai of time, Cronoa,
Ooh.
has any understanding of time like myself. And with these by my side, I can only imagine what usage I could get out of them. If my own time lag was enough to defeat the famed Son Goku finally, with these, I will be unstoppable.
And then he will do what?
What you could do with them? As suddenly something about what Hit just said reverberates completely through Vegito's body, as he stares at Hit as if a light bulb has gone on and thinks, it's true. If Hit has this much mastery over time just by himself,
and he has the time ring.
Imagine what he'll be able to do with a time ring. And having said this, Hit then looks into the palm of his own hands, and inside it are the 4 time rings, calmly saying, finally, these are with their rightful owners. Before then placing them in his pockets, as if that's where they always belong. Before then getting into fighting stance once more, but this time point blank to Vegito.
I mean, like, he wants to kill
firing
Vegeta.
fist then reaches
Because he don't
directly
have any
in the
time
line of
rings anymore.
sight of the God Killer to ensure this time there will be no escape for Vegito. And Hit, finally looking on at his now secured victim, then says, well, even with all this extra time I've given you, you didn't manage to say much for your final words. But this will be my final goodbye to you, Son Goku. You cannot move, and there are no time rings to save you this time. My mission ends here, and so does yours. To which an almost at peace Vegito replies, you're right. This technique of yours, in fact, all of these time-based techniques you've showed me today are simply amazing. You are a genius, Hit, and always have been. This may be goodbye, but if I'm going to lose, it's an honor to have lost to you, old friend.
I'm
For a
not
moment,
sure
with
about
these
this.
poignant farewells said, there is a period of silence until...
I'm not sure about this.
Without remorse, Hit finishes the contract killing and flies straight into the
I'm
skull
not sure
of
about
Vegeta.
Vegito saying that.
Or at least, he thought.
Yeah, Brett. Yeah, right?
As just
Vegito
as the
is
beam flies at rapid
behind.
speed, inexplicably, the 500 times slowed down Vegito still manages to immediately vanish in the nick
Yeah,
of time.
right? I already
Leaving
said.
behind a
He just-
ghostly
he just
apparition as
played.
the beam shoots right through his head.
He just play, man.
Eventually being realized by Hit, as when he moves his arm, there appears to be nothing in front of him anymore. And with a panicked face, he questions, Goku? Where did
His
he
technique
go?
is nothing.
How?
Vegito.
But with that being just one too many questions, abruptly, he is striked on the neck by a flat palm, and instantly knocked almost unconscious in the process, being sent flying rapidly to the ground like a speeding bullet.
Oh,
And
the
standing
final form.
above as the culprit is of course revealed to be
Final form.
Ultra Vegito, but in his final form this time, surrounded in his iconic black lightning and looking down on the so-called assassin that had been beaten by him so easily.
The final
As he
form.
lets out mockingly,
Vegito.
target eliminated. Back on the ground, still smoking from the hard collision with the planet, Hit's near lifeless and immovable body lays flat on the floor. And with what appears to be his final breaths in the conscious world, Hit grunts out, how? You're still in the time pocket? You should be moving 500 times slower! Even as he says this, Vegito descends as normal to the ground, as if not being restrained by anything. All the while Hit watches on in pure disbelief, barely able to mutter anything more. But Vegito, willing to put Hit's question to rest before he is, then finally says, "Yes, Hit, you made me 500 times slower. And what difference do you think such a thing would make to one who can increase his speed 1,000-fold at will?"
When he transforms into his final form, he can rapidly increase his speed 1,000 times, so even the 500 times doesn't mean a thing.
Maybe if you slowed me down 5,000 times, it might have made a difference.
Okay, this makes sense.
Impossible. Before finally, Hit closes his eyes and falls unconscious finally, with his last sight being the ultimate power of Ultra Vegito. Vegito, now with the battle over, then walks over slowly to the Hitman, and without a second's more thought, reaches through the pockets of his down foe, whispering, "You should have never taken what was always mine, Hit." Before Vegito would then lift his hand back up from the unconscious body, and in his hands this time would be the 4 time rings that were taken from him. But once back in his possession, a thought begins to cloud Vegito's mind as he looks down at Hit and remains silent for a moment, before then surprisingly flicking one of the time rings, the same ring that only had 1 life left, onto the chest of the out of commission Hit.
So he revived Hit.
"That was a good fight, Hit. Like I said earlier, you truly have impressed me with what you have done using time. Opened my eyes even. And you're probably right that with the time rings under your disposal, just who knows what crazy techniques you could come up with. But I do know, I want to find out. Since you took a life off me, you may as well have the last life on this ring. Use it wisely, and maybe one day, show me again just what you can do." And with that mysterious turn of events complete, Vegito then summons his angel staff within his hand, pulling it closer and then yelling in classic Vegito style, "Now, as I was saying before I got interrupted, take me to this universe's god of destruction!" And just like that, the killer shoots off to meet with Lord Champa. In the aftermath, Hit is left on the ground motionless, but still breathing and alive. It's clear as day he will make a recovery, but little would Hit or Vegito know, just inches away, almost in the exact same spot Vegito left, another time portal would open. This time, 2 feet who don't look like Vegito's appear, as the figure looks down at the defeated Hit and remarks,
"Take the time ring."
My, looks like someone already got to you before I did, assassin. As much as I'm annoyed at them stealing my chance at fun, I guess I owe them one for dealing with such an annoyance."
Wait, who is this? This is like a Goku.
As unbelievably standing there with his classic evil smile is none other than the once thought erased Goku Black.
What? Goku Black? Huh? Okay, so Ultra Vegito take me to the next god of destruction. Now there's Goku Black. And Goku Black sees a time ring and he will take it? Oh no.
Is none other than the once thought erased Goku Black. The original God Killer and the original time ring user.
Yeah. Now Goku and Vegeta that previously doesn't become a god killer, now he really becomes a god killer because he wants to kill all the gods. And now he also uses the time rings just like Goku Black or Zamasu. Oh my god.
Now left with 1 life on his ring, survive Zeno's rage
What?
after user. Now God Killer and the original
So after Xenos Razor, he uses a time ring.
time ring user. Now left with 1 life on his ring
1 life on his ring.
after using the other to survive
Zeno.
Zeno's rage.
Oh my god, so he will take hits his
But
time
that was
ring.
it for today's video, guys, and if you made it this far, leave me a hashtag black
Oh my god, Goku Black fighting Ultra Vegeta will become what?
in the comments down below if you need to find out what will happen when God Killer meets God Killer.
God Killer meets God Killer, I mean like Vegeta
Or
meets
just
Goku Black.
head over to my Patreon
Oh
right
God.
now where you can see the full next video, fully voice acted, soundtracked, and
Art
edited for you to enjoy.
Is just, oh my crazy. Did not expect that ending. I mean like, man. Yeah, I get the feeling now though that these two are eventually going to meet and that they're either one is going to kill the other or join forces. Yeah. Possibly with another Potara fusion. Either way I look for, man. Join forces with Zamasu. Supposedly the one that Goku and Vegeta is sacrificing his life for. Now joining forces because he wants to eradicate all the gods, and now the same thing that Vegeta one thing is to eradicate all the gods. Like, man, how funny is this? Like, oh, Zamasu, we're now friends and everything. Oh my god, this is just crazy. How I mean like, hey man, he is just so smart. I mean like, truly so smart. The Arch is just creative on how he can create such a cliffhanger, on such how he can introduce character and everything. This is just so cool, guys. Oh my god, thank you so much for watching. This has been an absolute entertainment. So until we meet again in the next reaction video, bye.